What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast, a video game show. I'm one of your hosts, Jarrett Wilson, joined to my right by Rachel Moken.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno to you as well. How are you this fine evening?
I'm ready to talk about just a whole absolute slew
of them.
Bevy of games today.
Oh yeah, we've got quite a few because we are giving our full recap of all of the non-E3 week game reveals and announcements that have come out from the Sony, the Summer Games Fest, Xbox, and Nintendo showcases. So there's a lot of stuff for us to catch up on or to go over and stuff like that. We're not going to go over everything as per usual with our recaps and stuff like that. We like to hit on the stuff that really spoke to us, really got us excited and stuff like that. So we're going to hit on all of that stuff. But before we do, where can you listen to this great show of ours? Well, you can listen to it on podcast services such as Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and others. You can also watch a video version of each episode over on our YouTube channel. Links for all that are in the description below, where you'll also find links for our Discord server, as well as the social media where we're honestly not that active on, but Discord is the place to be if you want to hang out with us when we're not here recording the show. And, you'll also see a link to our merch store where you can get some Team Chat Podcast shirts, hats. I think there's like mugs, stickers, other goodies like that. So check that out if you want. And you can also support the show over on Patreon, where, yes, of course, there is a link below, where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support the show. And in return, we'll give you cool perks like getting the episodes early before their general release, access to a private channel on our Discord server, the Rogues Gallery, as well as a special patron exclusive show, Team Chit Chat, that is kind of the pre-show recording and stuff like that Mogan and I do before launching into the actual recording of each episode, where you get a little bit more behind the scenes look at what we talk about, things going on in our lives, because we have like some prepared talking points every once in a while, but for the most part it's some little bit of chit chat.
We like to shoot from the hip.
That's right. Anyway, start a blast.
We just start blast.
So you can check all that over on patreon.com, where you will join the ranks of some really cool folks such as Allison H, Fuchsia, Ark, Brandon W, Bro Mogan, Ace Jokai, Erica L, Michael B, Michael S, Snooty Boots, and Zach S. But if you can't support us over on Patreon, we totally understand. There are a lot of free ways that you can support the show, such as subscribing wherever you're listening to or watching the show, as well as following us on the social media channels, Discord, commenting wherever you're listening to or watching the show, and of course, telling your friends. All of that helps get the good word of Team Chat Podcast out to the masses, and for that, we are eternally grateful and love each and every single one of our viewers, listeners, and patrons alike. Heart emoji.
Heart emoji, XOXO.
So the main topic of today's episode, we are going to be going over all of the main showcases from non-E3 week. We need to figure out, I don't want to give Jeff Keighley credit for everything and call it just Summer Games Fest. I know technically, I guess that is what it is at this point, but everybody's doing their own thing. So the showcase week. We'll call it that.
Sure, that makes more
Showcase
sense.
Week.
Yeah,
I like
Showcase
that.
Week.
So we'll call it Showcase Week. So Gaming Showcase Week, and we're going to kick it off with our recap of the Sony State of Play. Now, as you may have gathered from the intro, we recorded that one a little bit ago. So
you're going to see a magical outfit change.
Yeah, another magical outfit change. Some of the references could be a little dated, but we're going to some things. But it's still our initial day after reactions to that showcase. So we want to be able to share that with that. So enjoy. We also have a pretty hefty list of some new stuff that was just recently announced. Well, not everything was brand new, but some of those updates on some stuff in the Sony State of Play 2026, because we are kicking off into, as our friend of the show, Brandon, called it, non-E3 season. So, because of that, we're going to have a lot of some updates and announcements of some new games coming up. So it's an exciting time of year. And Sony kicked it off with the first showcase, and at least I thought there was a lot of good stuff.
Jared walked in and he was like, how long do you think how much time do you think we're going to need to talk about State of Play? And I was like, probably not much. They weren't very exciting.
And I was like,
and then he was like, oh.
We had vastly different showcases.
I thought it was all bangers. And I was like, what?
I did.
We had very different times.
All right, so let's get into it then really quick, just talking about some of the games that really caught my attention. At least that I thought were cool.
You were probably at work while it was actually going on, right?
I was, and it killed me so much.
You missed a big discussion.
I probably could have turned it on. I was trying to keep up with it as I could and watch or see what y'all were talking about and everything, which was very fun. But it also gave me massive FOMO, so I had to come home immediately.
I'm sure.
Fortunately, I didn't see any of the big-ish spoiler things of the bigger announcements until I was actually watching through. So that was really fun to still get to see some of those things. But let's get on with it and jump into the first one. The one they started the show off with, Wolverine. I'm sorry.
It's so funny. I looked at Jarrett's notes before this, and on his notes, he's like, Wolverine looks sick. And in the Discord yesterday, when they started the State of Play and the first game was a Marvel game, I think my very first comment was, I am in despair that the first game is a Marvel game.
Yeah, I know. But at least it's a Marvel game in the sense that it is Insomniac, which Insomniac has a incredible, list of games that they've put out, including, the Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 games, which I skipped because I'm frankly burned out on Spider-Man. But it's
so funny that you're burned out on Spider-Man, which is understandable. That's very understandable.
Much more
and
stuff
yet
with that.
somehow not burned out on Wolverine.
Well, okay,
That's
so
crazy.
we have to give a little bit of backstory for this, a little bit.
Do we?
The sense, not really. It's not a ton, but basically, I just think it's I've had the Spider-Man burnout for a long time. Wolverine. Okay, this is gonna give me a little bit of flack from the X-Men fans, but the first one of the first superhero movies I saw when I moved out and all that stuff was X-Men Origins Wolverine. Nice. So while that movie panned by fans and critics alike,
is that the one where he has like a kid and he's Canadian?
No,
he's like a lumberjack
that's Logan.
Or something. Oh,
and
okay,
that
there
one's
we go.
fucking awesome.
Is it?
Yes, Logan is incredible, and so it is. That's just a fantastic movie. The character, sure, there have also been a lot of his movies and stuff like that, but still, I don't know. I think working too at the comic shop now and like being around that more. Spider-Man still even there is kind of like, I mean, among the people shopping there, they're like, oh yeah, give me more Spider-Man, but us working there, we're kind of like, whatever. Wolverine's where it's at, and so like me and my buddy Zach were like just freaking out about how cool that game looked. So I can't wait for that one. I'm not gonna lie, it's a day one purchase.
I will say I appreciated that because it is Wolverine. I liked that they turned the blood and gore up to almost Mortal Kombat
If you
levels.
didn't, it wouldn't be it wouldn't fit the vibe. And I love that. That's what we were talking about. Like I love that Insomniac and Marvel, they were just like, yeah, go nuts, like go crazy with this.
Dude, I thought my eyes were gonna roll out of my skull when like kind of the end of the trailer comes around and he's in the truck with like the kids that he's saving and they're like, are you a superhero? And he goes, no, I'm Wolverine.
And then jumps at the Humvee with the machine gun and you see the machine gun bullets like blazing through his back.
It was so
and you're like, oh,
lame.
it's so cool.
No, it was so lame. Oh my god. So dumb.
Oh shit. But I also
boy.
really love the actor who's playing Wolverine, Liam McIntyre. He took over
Reba McEntire's son?
Yes, his Irish son. Irish son.
Reba McEntire and Liam Neeson got married on the sly and had a son?
But yeah, so he's a really good actor. He took over in the Spartacus show playing the role of Spartacus because the first actor who played him passed away from cancer. Andy Whitfield was his name. So Liam McIntyre replaced him for like the third and fourth season of the show. It was really good, and I've enjoyed him in other stuff that he's popped up in, so it's really cool to get to see him as Wolverine and stuff like that. Anyway, that looks pretty good. Let's see. The other standouts. We were talking about this. I mean, how was The Lost Wild not a Jurassic Park game?
Because that was so funny.
It honestly looks fun though, but I'm not super into the more like horror in that like just run around and hide kind of stuff. I want a little bit more action than that, but like it looked visually impressive.
See, I feel like that's actually really interesting in the context of a dinosaur game because your typical dinosaurs game is usually so action oriented.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that this will give the dinosaurs a feeling of actually being threatening instead of, oh yeah, you can just mow them down with a machine gun or run them over with a large ATV or something like that. Like I like that survivalist standpoint will make them seem actually threatening and scary.
Yep.
So it's probably not a game that I will play, but I was at least
Same.
interested, and I thought the trailer looked good.
Yeah, and I really was expecting at any moment to be like
also,
Jurassic
just
Park.
When Jared and I were wondering before the episode started about like how did this not get copyright struck immediately by Jurassic Park?
Because it looks. It even was it out of some kind of theme park too, or like
yeah, it was.
Okay, that's what I thought. Like,
I know this is a game that isn't on Jarrett's list, but it was one of the ones that I actually thought looked really fun. Dave the Diver is getting a prequel game, and it's called Bancho the Chef or Boncho the Chef. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And honestly, I've never played Dave the Diver, but this game looks like it's up my alley. It looked like silly cooking mini games game, and I love a cooking. I love a silly cooking minigame game. There was fishing. There was preparing the fishes. There was cooking. There was vegetable chopping. And I was like, hell yes, I love all of those things. So even though I haven't played Dave the Diver, I might get by Joe the Chef.
Hell yeah. Well, it's a prequel, so that way you won't be missing anything,
yeah,
you know?
What am I going to miss?
Yeah.
If anything, I'll be more prepared than ever for Dave the Diver 2.
Exactly. Just because, so right as credits roll, you can jump right into Dave the Diver.
Exactly.
All right. Let's see. What was the other one? Just pick around. I'll just pick my top ones because, like, also we got another trailer for that game, Ill. What the hell?
That game is so...
What the fuck?
So scary.
That looked ridiculous.
It is funny, though, because it did give us another reason in the Discord to revive the conversation of how it's perhaps the worst named horror game of all time.
Yeah. Ill.
It's just so obvious that they're running out of synonyms for horror.
Right? Yeah, it's reaching a little bit there.
So funny.
Okay, so this is why I was shocked that like you were saying that there was nothing in this game because like or in this showcase really for you because
said it was light.
Okay, light, but because I literally between Wolverine and then these last like couple games. I was like, these are all day one purchases.
Day oneers.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure I saw. Well, Control's a day one. But we already knew
Control
about
Resonant,
Control
I should say.
Resonant. So
Willie, calm down.
I would say like of the new releases.
Oh, okay, that is true.
I didn't see much that like really sparked joy. You might say.
Okay. Well, then I don't know how you say this because these last two games, specifically the one about the flowing blood.
Yes,
Until Dawn 2.
Okay, actually, that was the highlight of the... Sorry, I kind of spoke over Jared there. Until Dawn 2.
So good.
Oh my god.
Like, I was... At first, okay, I will say, the facial animations and, like, tracking looked fucking janky in a couple parts. Like, there was the one dude who, like, screamed or yelled at one point, and I was like, that's almost comically bad. How bad the animation was there. And it's obviously they're still doing the same route as like the original Until Dawn with having like not like using the actor's actual likeness. Like there was quite a few people in it. I want to say it didn't show a cast list, but I feel like I recognized Ariel Winter from Modern Family.
Oh, really?
And then I'm blanking on his name, but he was in the second season of White Lotus. Did you watch that?
He was. I actually did watch the second season. Who was the character?
He was the love interest of Jennifer Coolidge's assistant, like a British guy.
Who was Jennifer Coolidge's assistant?
Okay, so
I remember
like a couple
the main
people.
characters.
Yeah, and so I saw that and I was just like, okay, this looks that looks pretty cool. And then of course the psychiatrist, therapist, whatever is back.
Hyped to see him
and
come back.
I was just like, oh my god!
All right,
and that is where the question for those wondering from the beginning of how's the blood flowing down there? Because when we streamed the first Until Dawn game, that is a literal line in the game where a character is asking another character like if he has interest in a girl, and he's like, how's the blood flowing down there, man? And it's just like, whoa, who asked that question?
But like,
also that was the highlight of the stream.
But also like the tone that he asked the question in was kind of like you might say, hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, but it's just like, how's the blood flowing down there?
How's the blood flowing down there? It just killed us. It was so funny. But to give you a little bit more information on Until Dawn 2, it is a completely different cast. It's a totally new setting. I loved that the trailer explained that they are a group of fake ghost hunters, meaning they like do their own little reality, presumably like YouTube TV show, where they go to haunted places, but everything is staged. So it's all fake. It's completely insincere, which I love that they are now going to encounter true horrors. Yeah. And at the end of the trailer, they said everyone can live or everyone can die,
which is really cool because
I love that.
Which I feel like too that might have been the case for the original Until Dawn, but I feel like still somebody had to live, like, because it feels like in the original Until Dawn, if everybody died, it was because like you did something in the last minute where the last three characters who were alive in the house all get killed there. But still, I feel like there was at least a couple characters in that game who were either way would live. But yeah, so having it maybe be that like cut and dry, like you could do a full run where everybody lives, full run where everybody dies. Ooh, that's gonna be That's pretty cool. Plus, those are just great games,
They're just great games. I do definitely agree that some of the animations actually looked a little worse than the first game, which I was a little surprised by.
I was too.
But also, to be completely fair, the animation is not why I'm playing that game.
No.
It's just a good game.
No. It's a great game. And like I said, it could be an early case and everything, and that stuff could be cleaned up later on, too.
They said it's not coming out until 2027.
Yeah,
so
so
they've still
it
got
was an
time
announcement
to
trailer.
polish it up a little bit.
Yeah. But the final game, and this is how I'm not...
You're skipping over the until dead something, pull the dead something.
Oh, yes.
Whatever it is.
No rest for the wicked.
God,
that one does look a lot of fun, too. It is the new game from Moon Studios, who are the developers of Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Games we have talked about ad nauseum for how great they are. So I really am excited to see what they're going to do here. And it's cool because they're going in a completely new direction from the Ori games with more of an isometric RPG and kind of a like, I don't know the right way to describe it, but just like a fantasy western setting.
So I do think it's like, honestly, it reminded me of a just different, I'm sure this is not the case as far as the actual depth of the game goes, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, this kind of looks like Baldur's Gate 3 a little bit.
Yeah.
Like in terms of how I think it's supposed to play.
Right.
Because not necessarily, it's a it can be up to what'd they say, up to 4-player co-op?
Yeah.
And I was just like,
and
yes,
that's fun.
I love more co-op games that aren't like versus, that aren't versus either each other or versus other people. So I think that it looks really sick.
And also for it to be, like you were saying, yes, as a more of a Baldur's Gate kind of thing, because as an RPG with like your own characters with their own skill trees, inventories, and all that stuff. And so like it doesn't seem like it's going to be on the same level, obviously, of like a Baldur's Gate, but still, just it looks like the promise was there, and it looked really fun.
They did show off a little bit of the character customization at the very start, and I was like, oh, this looks sick. Because like even though I've made a slight comparison to Baldur's Gate 3, it has a completely unique visual style.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's like a dark western fantasy setting, if I'm remembering correctly, and it just like it's woodland like not creatures, but just like kind of like goblins and stuff too, right? It almost
looks like if you took some of the monsters from the Ori series and pulled them out into 3D, like that's kind of the vibe I got, and I love that. Like I think that's such a fun idea. I think that Until Dawn 2 was definitely my number one game from what we saw today. Right behind that is No Rest for the Wicked. I think that looks very promising.
And the final game, which we'll speed through talking about, so we can get to our main topic.
Mom of Boy.
Yes, God of War, Laufey, or Laufey, I should say. But like, oh my God, that came out of nowhere. I had no idea that was like even in the works, really. I mean, I knew we were getting more God of War games and everything like that, but still, to get one that is going to focus on Faye and her journey post-death that we see at the beginning of God of War 2018, that's super awesome. And it's revealed, and I was originally like, I don't want to watch this, because they said it's 20 minutes of the game and everything like that. And then once I saw what it was, I was like, oh shit, I don't want to see this. But I couldn't help it. I watched it, and I even thought that like, oh, maybe this is going to be like a more of an exploration heavy game, because once Faye awakens in the quote unquote afterlife, I guess, she, begins walking around in the environment and everything, and she has like a double jump, and I was like, oh, we haven't seen that in God of War, so it kind of made me feel like
Kratos is too heavy.
Exactly, but I mean, like even Atreus hasn't double jumped, or I don't, like in the air, like hop, like you would see, and I was like, oh, interesting. So maybe this is going to be more exploratory and like environmental puzzles and different stuff like that. No, because it immediately kicks into high gear with some awesome action, showcasing Faye's incredible skill set and moves that she's going to have at your disposal. And then it just gets crazier and crazier and realizes that she is in the afterlife of the gods, which is home, or hosts, literally, not just from the Norse deity, but from around the world mythologies. We see some gods of Asian mythology, Egyptian mythology. It's just the whole gambit, and I'm just like, this is incredible what we're going to potentially see, because this means there is no way that they're going to have a game set in the afterlife of the gods and we don't run into all the gods that Kratos has killed.
Oh,
like the Greek gods that he like wreaked havoc
really
on
fun.
Before, and her getting to like, I'm sure she knows his past.
My husband killed you.
I'm sure she knows his past, but like still to like see it from their perspective through their eyes. But of course, the whole premise of this game seems to be that she's trying to escape because they're not nice gods there in the afterlife. And so,
yeah, calling it the home of the gods is hilarious because it seems to be the hell of the gods.
Yeah.
They do not seem to want to be there.
They do not seem to be wanting to be there. And they're, of course, the top dogs who are beating on everybody else. But so it seems that Faye is trying to get back to, I guess, reincarnate in some way, potentially to get back to Kratos and Atreus. But it seems to be kicking off story in timeline-wise in the series right after their funeral pyre is lit in the God of War 2018 game. So God, that got me hyped.
I do think it looks very sick. I do have a few thoughts. One, as soon as she woke up in an afterlife, I was like, and it kind of had that more exploratory feel to it. I was like, I see they saw Senua's Hellblade.
Oh, yeah.
Senua's Saga, and they were like, we like that idea. We'll do that too.
Yeah.
That's not really the case, but like the early trailer gave those vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Second, I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I was a little tonally thrown off by your companion.
Oh, yes.
Gelatinous cube.
Yeah. I'm curious. I mean,
we don't know if it's actually going to be a full companion to Faye, but like
it's an odd choice. Well, no, I think so because they've showed the box art.
Oh yeah, he's on the box art. Yeah, you're right.
We're talking about, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, but we're talking about you are joined by a basically gelatinous cube voiced by Jack Quaid.
Its name is Frank. Like, kind of everything about the cube, I hate to say it, read Marvel to me.
Yeah.
It read very like, okay, it read very Marvel quippy character. And I was
and to be fair, that's Jack Quaid. Not in a bad way. Like, I love Jack Quaid, but like that's kind of what he plays, is like that quippy kind of like character like that. And so, I'm interested to see.
I have trepidation about that.
Because I'm wondering what the story is there. Now, obviously, like God of War has had some wacky things, like, you carried around a headless guy who talks to you still, or the head of a guy.
But the head of that guy felt in universe.
Yes.
Gelatinous cube.
A gelatinous cube, unless, okay. This is what I don't know, how much my understanding of Norse mythology is being blurred by Marvel. But is it like the Tesseract? I don't know if that's a thing, because there was a blue... Okay, I didn't think so.
That's not a Norse mythology thing.
I didn't think it was.
That was some Marvel bullshit.
But there has to be a reason for why a gelatinous cube of all things.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a reason.
And that's what I'm curious to hear what that is too.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I'm not against it. And if anything, this is the God of War game that is actually the most likely for me to ever play.
Yeah.
Because what I am always here for is middle-aged women characters in games.
Well, and too,
it's about that.
It's Deborah Ann Woll, and she is like an incredible actress too, like from True Blood, the Daredevil shows and stuff like that.
I forgot about True Blood.
So like, yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
and so like
awesome.
getting her to be able to, like, it was awesome seeing her in Ragnarok, I believe, when you actually saw her for the first time in a flashback, and I was like, oh shit, it's Deborah Ann Woll, and now she's getting her a whole game. Incredible. I'm completely here for it. Yep. Awesome time.
GG's, girl. Get your payout.
So, yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. The State of Play was full of bangers and great games that I can't wait to see get released and to learn more about. Except for God of War Lofi. I'm ready to just play it when it comes out.
My list of potential bangers was Bancho the Chef.
No rest for 3.
No Rest for the Wicked, and Until Dawn 2. Until Dawn 2 was definitely at the
Until
top
Dawn
of my
2
list.
I'm incredibly excited for, and we obviously have to buy it day one and stream it,
Yes.
right? Like,
absolutely.
duh.
Yeah. Duh. Whenever it comes out, that's a day oneer for us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
God, I really hope it does actually release in like spooky season.
Right? Like, it's always annoying when
right?
Resident Evil 9 coming out in February.
Don't release that. Well, actually,
doing?
it's a tropical island game, so maybe they'll release it in summer.
Ooh, that could be fun, but still, play it around that spooky season for sure.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Future Us.
Hey, we're back into the present.
It's Present Us?
Present Us, I
Yeah,
think?
actually,
Yeah.
welcome back to Present
The Present Us.
Many thanks to Past Us for those thoughts.
For those encouraging words.
Encouraging thoughts on the Sony showcase. But now we're here to talk about all the other shit that happened after that we forgot to put into our calendar calculations for a future
Right?
episode.
I love how we were just like, let's just talk about this. Nothing else will come up newsworthy.
To be perfectly honest, I completely forgot that first Sony showcase meant not E3.
Yes.
Like, it didn't even click in my mind that we were at that point in the year, because we used to be a proper country
with a schedule
we used to have
and
E3.
a routine.
There was a schedule.
Everyone
they were all
followed.
on stage the same way. Not anymore.
Not anymore. We're just in chaos.
Oh,
because
boy.
I mean, to be fair, we were going to record this episode last night, but then we found out because at like 6, 7 p.m., Nintendo decides to be like, hey, guess what, everybody? We got a showcase coming your way tomorrow morning. So we wanted to wait, let that ones go through too, so we could get some reactions to those games and reveals and bring them all to you now.
We didn't want to have 3 outfit changes in one video. That
would be hilarious.
That would be really funny.
That would be very funny. But to kick it off, what?
No, I was going to say, should we start?
Should we start? I believe so.
With our best friend Jeff?
We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Yes, let's get started with Jeff. So, Summer Game Fest 2026.
First of all, everybody was talking about his sick jacket.
Oh, I did not like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
I liked it. I thought it was nice.
It was too, I'm looking at it. It's too like, what is it, satin? It's too like...
Oh,
like,
you don't like a nice satin?
Not with like how like flat his shirt was.
Oh, I really didn't notice the shirt past the blazer.
Oh, no, the blazer and, like, shirt quasi-match. See, like, you can see the collar of the shirt peeking out here. We're looking at pictures.
Sorry, yeah,
And, but, like, it's, like, the same thing. So it's, like, this really weird clash of the, like, really bright satin, a very, like, plain drab, almost, like, shirt. I don't know. But then also like the double-breasted jacket too.
Oh,
it just seemed a tad too much.
Oh, I thought it was nice. I like it when men bother to zhuzh up their wardrobes a little bit.
Same. I'm into that too. That's just I feel like more of the color.
Anything that isn't white t-shirt, navy blazer, jeans, and sneaks on a stage. Yeah. I'm happy to crumbs. I'll take crumbs that aren't that. Men, the bar is so low. Anyways, let's start with what was actually revealed.
All right. So let's run through what was one of your biggest reactions.
I mean, probably one of the biggest ones from Summer Games Fest, which I have to say, there wasn't a ton at Summer Games Fest that really caught my attention.
Honestly, same.
Which is saying something because it was 2 fucking hours. It was 2 hours, but one of the games that I was like, oh shit, okay, it's actually go time. I really got to get the let out on a couple of games in my backlog to be ready for Final Fantasy VII Revelation.
Yes.
So they are finally doing the third installment.
And the final installment?
The third and final installment of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, which I have not played either.
We played the demo.
We played the demo.
Honestly, the demo was fun. And I gotta say, like, I still don't really see myself playing it, but I see this reveal trailer and everything like that. And I'm like, man, these games do look good.
I mean, God, it just looks so good.
Yeah.
And it showed off a lot. Actually, I thought it was really interesting with the trailer. I mean, obviously, Cloud is still the main character, but the trailer really focused on your ability to be the other characters. Like, basically, in all of the gameplay they had recorded that they showed, you were one of the other characters. You were either Tifa, you were Sid Highwind, a lot of the characters that haven't been in the previous 2 remakes because they hadn't been in the story yet are coming back now. Vincent Valentine is back. Everyone is here.
And I saw in our, because we were all chatting along in Discord while it was going on, but like Vincent Valentine was not playable before?
No, I think that you hadn't gotten to the stage in the story where he was part of it yet.
Oh, sorry. I mean, like in the original.
No, he was.
He was? Okay, I misunderstood.
So he was and was not. He was a party member. The difference with the new Final Fantasy games versus the original is like you were only ever Cloud. And then everybody else was just in your party. So like when you were out and about in the world, you were just little polygonal Cloud. Right. You weren't the other characters.
And you didn't get to see everybody with you.
Yeah, you didn't get to see them in all their beautiful zhuzhed up glory. Their yassified glory. But anyways, the game looks sick and it is slated to come out. No firm release date, but it's spring 2027, which is really only like maybe 6 to 9 months away. And Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth are meaty fucking games. So if I'm going to catch up, I gotta start now. Because there's also cracking.
We talked about it in the Sony one too, but there's also Control Resonance. So like, I want to replay Control before that comes out.
Yeah,
so like,
Jesus.
we gotta get.
I gotta stop playing Coral Island.
At least I finally finished Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So I got that off my backlog. Got some room freed up, but of course I'm gonna have to use it. I've only got a little bit of time because July 9th is the Assassin's Creed Black Flag resync thing,
and it do look good and gay.
Day one purchase.
Looks nice and gay.
Oh,
Everybody likes that.
It does.
But anyway, speaking of Final Fantasy VII, there was a little bit of other news.
Street Fighter 6 Year 4 DLC. Tifa. She's coming.
She's coming.
Street Fighter 6, which I know has got our Team Chat Fight Club kind of excited and ready to jump back into that game. Well, actually, we've been kind of jumping a bit more into Street Fighter 6 over over there.
Ace Jokai leading the charge.
That's right, and I am trying to learn it, but oh my god, dude,
he
it's a hard
Street
game.
Fighter 6's #1 evangelist.
He got Bro Mogan, he got me, he got Cody, he got us all. So they're all very excited to see Tifa coming to that game. Let's see.
It's also been a long-running joke in the Discord about when are they going to add Tifa to Tekken 8, and they didn't, and they missed out, and now something else is getting on deck.
Yeah.
Scroll back up real quick. I feel like I may have glossed over something.
I'm going to go back to those other ones for
cool.
for last. We'll save that for last. Monster Hunter Wilds. I know the Ascendance,
Yes.
new DLC. I know you did not like Monster Hunter Wilds, so does this excite you in any way to make you want to go back to it?
Honestly, I might. It's kind of a small miracle that I haven't sold my copy of Wilds yet, because I truly don't really see myself going back to it. When the new DLC comes out, if it's free, I might give it a shot, but it's still not even slated until Nebulous 2027, so who knows when it's actually going to come out. And truthfully, I mean, I might jump back in and play a little, but I kind of doubt they're going to fix my core issues with the game, so I don't see that really being much of a big deal. It did look good though. Looks good. Always does.
Another one that I'm excited for is Blood of the Dawnwalker, and we got a new trailer for that one. And it's made by devs from The Witcher 3.
Some
of the devs. It's not CD Projekt, but it was just an offshoot studio. And from the first minute I saw not this trailer, but the first time it was even announced and said that from Witcher 3 devs and all that, I was like, yeah, you can see their fingerprints all over it. It looks, and how it plays, cinematics and all that stuff feels very Witcher, and that whole universe. And I know it's separate and it takes place in a different setting and everything like that. And it even seemed to look like it had some time travel, or not time travel, but just vampire longevity that you get to experience a bit through the game too. And
which
seeing
I like that.
different eras.
I feel like most media that deals with vampires really does not do a good job of covering the span of time.
Agreed. So this is going to be really cool if it does jump through different time periods and everything, still being this same character and everything like that. But
interesting.
That game looks very, very fun, and I believe has now an October release date.
Appropriate spooky game.
Yep. A couple of big Star Wars updates about games we've already seen. Star Wars Zero Company got a new trailer, confirms that Anakin is going to be in the game. I am hesitantly excited for this game, only because it looks fun. That style of game has typically not been my favorite, of the more XCOM turn-based, which is kind of odd, because it's kind of just a virtual board game in a way, but for some reason playing it on this style, it for whatever reason usually doesn't try me. I tried the Mario one, Mario Rabbids. I got about halfway through that one and then just kind of fell off it. The only game like that I have finished is Advance Wars 1.
Oh yeah.
So, which very fun game. So, and I liked that one. So hopefully that will translate over, and obviously it being Star Wars will do a lot for me too.
Yeah, TTRPGs are kind of hard to get into for a lot of people, myself included.
But following around, there's also a new trailer as well for the Star Wars Galactic Racer game, which continues to just look fantastic. Star Wars Pod Racer, or Episode 1 Racer, that came out with the N64 and everything, played it on the N64 and then played the remaster on the PS5. It's great across both and still holds up really well as a really great racing game. So I'm just excited to see a new new of the age 2026 Star Wars racing game that's going to pull in a lot of different vehicles, not just pod racers, and kind of feels like you could maybe tie in a little bit of Demolition Derby stuff into it too. Cool. So those two games look like they're going to be pretty fun. All right, but speaking of vampires though, not vampires, but we were both talking about it during the showcase. It's vampire adjacent.
And we mean vampire the game.
Yes,
Vampyr, because we were both like, is that Vampire, is that you? You come back
Vampire
from the
2?
dead? Vampire 2? What is this? This game looked so sick when they showed it off. And
yes.
Is this the first time they've ever announced this?
Yes.
Oh my god, it looks so cool. We're talking about really 1666 Amsterdam. They got me. I thought it was Paris. It was not. It was Amsterdam.
Which honestly, not many games set in Amsterdam.
So cool. We love a new European city that already hasn't been done to death.
And this is from Patrice Desilets, who is one of the original creators of Assassin's Creed. And it honestly kind of just in the vibe, again, you kind of a little bit, not in the gameplay or anything like that, because honestly the game looks like it's a completely different thing from that. But, Assassin's Creed, it does look like there will be some quasi-stealth elements in this game. Basically, it just looks like you're a witch I believe.
It is described as a dark, third-person, story-led action-adventure game. And yes, you do appear to be a witch in the 1600s. Obviously, that has all kinds of interesting implications to it.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was going to be Salem before it said Amsterdam.
Yeah, but anyways, it looks like you've got awesome... Like, the part of it that reminded us both of Vampire is like, you appear to be mostly human. Like, you kind of were in Vampire, but you've got, like, cool powers and shit, and you can do all kinds of weird awesome stuff.
Cats.
And also, yeah, you can be Cat.
Could you be Cats,
At one point in the trailer, it looked like you were Cat.
Yeah.
Or you were controlling Cat. And I was like, hell yes, if you can be Cat, I am all in on this game. But anyways, it is supposed to be launching for PC this year. The demo is already available on Steam. So if you want to go play the demo,
Okay, I need to go check that out.
So if you want to go play the demo, it's live now. I know that it's going to be releasing on console as well, but I think the console release dates are not firm yet. So TBD on console, but for PC, it's supposed to be coming out this year. This is honestly, 1666 was one of the games that most had my attention.
I think so. Honestly,
out of everything.
Honestly, yeah, of Summer Games Fest, of this specific showcase, I think that was my favorite one by far. It just looks like it's going to be creepy, have some really great action, and then if the vampire vibes hold true, a really good story to go along with.
Most importantly of all, kitties.
Hell yeah.
You got kitties.
All right, should we talk about the two big things from this, or do we want to, or were there any other announcements from this?
Let's talk about the weird thing first.
Let's
talk about
which weird thing? They're both.
They're both weird.
All right, let's start with the first one first, or the first one that was announced first. Stranger Than Heaven.
Oh, this was weird.
So this game, up until this one key point, I mean, at this point, you've probably heard about it. You probably don't know. I don't know why we're dancing around it. But this is the game that it was revealed that Tupac is in the game. From the beginning of the trailer, I was 100% in. I was like, this looks awesome, a Yakuza game, or like it is Yakuza developer and everything. Like making this game, it looked still centered around Yakuza and everything in Japan, set in the 1970s. It kind of had that vibe to it with all the graphics, music, text. It looked so good and was really into it. And then, it shows up that like, oh, Snoop Dogg's going to be in it. That's really cool.
Sure.
Showing off a few other like a cast of characters, and then reveals Tupac.
This is
and then my interest plummeted. Not because of Tupac. To be clear, it's not because of Tupac. It's because of what that represents.
So they did say after the trailer played on stage, Jeff was talking to Snoop Dogg, and like you could hear a fucking pin drop because I think everybody was equally weirded out about it.
But you could kind of like Jeff looked like he didn't know. Obviously, he knew about it.
The
but
vibe changed in the room.
It was very awkward.
It was
obvious.
weird. But anyways, they did confirm with Snoop that apparently Tupac's estate, and I think they said his son, were behind the decision to include him in the game, but like he is dead. This isn't like George Washington. It's not like taking a historical figure and putting them into a game. Someone that
would have a placement, and honestly, the closest example of this where I feel like it's okay. Or I don't know. This is a really weird way to have this conversation, but was still Peter Cushing in Rogue One, who Tarkin, because he's completely CGI character in that.
I didn't like that either.
Based off the likeness,
no.
But at least in that he was a character already established in this universe who had a role that like this story kind of had to quasi include him.
That's at least true, and the original guy did play that character.
Exactly.
Tupac was never in Stranger
He was
Than
not
Heaven.
in Stranger Than Heaven. I even was like looking back to see if this is like a game series that is that is coming back or anything, and it's not. It's a brand new thing, and so it just feels very.
It feels so gauche.
It feels very cash grabby.
It feels so cash grab to include someone famous. For really, I think no other reason than for the clickbait, the name bait.
To have the like shock of, oh, Tupac's in this video game.
I just think that's gross.
It's weird.
I think if I were Tupac's ghost, I mean, obviously we don't know. That's the whole thing. We don't know.
And it's like we don't know the conversations that went on with Tupac between Tupac's estate and the developers and all of that.
Maybe Tupac left behind 50 diary entries where he said, "Man, I want to be in a video game so
when they make
bad.
Stranger Than Heaven one day,
God, I really hope they make a sick Yakuza-style game someday, and I'm in it." And maybe they did. I kind of don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's using a deceased person's likeness for the clout. and I hate that.
Yeah.
This game lost me immediately with this.
Very, very odd pick. Very, very, not
Speaking
good.
of odd picks, let's talk about
But
the
let's
other
talk
weird
about
thing.
the other very weird thing that had us both going, ugh.
Ugh, so
And
gross.
that is Stellar Blade, the Stellar Blade sequel, Stellar Blade, getting up to it list so I can see
Blood
Rain.
Rain. So this one is so tough because I know that a bunch of people in our Discord, or at least a couple, played the first Stellar Blade game, came out in 2024, and loved it. This is a sequel. It is a different protagonist. It's a totally different story. It's a standalone. Well, standalone to a certain extent. You know, obviously it's going to have similar world and stuff like that. But like even in like the live reactions in the Discord, me and a few other people were like, why does that 12-year-old girl have the voice of a 30-year-old woman?
Yeah.
And then
that
it like
was,
zooms
kind of,
out and the action starts
Yeah.
and you realize, oh, she is supposed to be an adult woman, but with just truly the face of a child.
Yeah. It was unsettling, I will
it's
say.
unsettling.
I feel like that it kind of crosses the line, especially with the gratuitous shots of ass physics shots.
Stellar Blade, the first game, was already pretty, very sexual in an objectifying way.
Yeah.
It is the same here with Stellar Blade Blood Rain, but the woman, if we can even use that word, just like truly,
Like looking at the thumbnail here or the screen grab
she
for this.
has a child's face.
Like the face and voice do not match in any way.
It's weird and it makes me feel creepy and icky.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't like that. Anyways,
I was not a fan.
People can disagree with us on that. I think Jared and I both had that reaction separately because when I didn't know Jared felt that way, and then he was like, "Do you want to talk about this?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't even know you thought
Yeah,
that
no,
way."
I thought
it's
like
creepy.
Immediately, I was like, I don't like that at all. And then like the one shot of how many times her rear was focused on, and I was just like, good God.
It's
what
especially
are we doing?
grotesque to me because one of her outfits, like she's got a sort of semi-robotic exoskeleton skin-tight suit on.
Yeah.
But then over that in the trailer, she's also wearing a cape. But you can really only call it a capelet because it strategically cuts off right at the ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Right at the ass to make sure that you can always see those butt cheeks a-jiggling on your 12-year-old faced woman.
And they are jiggling.
Oh, it was gross.
It was gross.
If she looked like Bayonetta, if she looked like a regular woman that is like owning her sexuality, I'd be like, hell yes. But she looks like a child, and I'm not here for that.
Nope, me neither. Absolutely gross.
Gross.
All right.
Maybe
Moving
maybe there will be mods. Maybe some people will mod her face to be normal.
Then, yeah. All right. Also very big game release reveal in this that I feel like we almost missed is the new stuff from Studio MDHR, Cuphead sequel and stuff like that. So that'll be coming, but that's in the early stages. And then I believe Resident Evil Veronica.
Yeah, lots of people
So
were hyped
a lot of
about
people
this.
were excited
Hey,
about
you
that
see
one.
how in that trailer that adult woman has
Oh,
an
yeah.
adult woman's face?
Yeah.
Wow, who
Crazy.
knew? That's crazy, right?
Crazy.
just wild how you can do that sometimes. Oh, and then in other news, the makers of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus have a new game coming out, Gen Atlas. I think this was previously referred to as Project Robot, maybe the last time we saw it. It's got an official name now, and it is coming out. I think they said 2027.
Yep. Believe so.
Looks cool. Looks weird. Looks neat.
does.
You get to fly around on a robot head and
Hell
like
yeah.
attach yourselves to stuff, Gurren Lagann style. I was like, what the fuck is this? It looks weird. It looks cool. Anyways, moving right along to the Xbox showcase.
Woo!
Woo!
All right. No, honestly, not a ton here.
Not a
Like
ton
we,
out here.
I think just neither of us being huge PC players and Xbox stuff. So like some of the exclusives and everything like that weren't a huge thing. I mean, we get our new look at Modern Warfare 4, cool, exciting from Call of Duty, the next iteration there. Clockwork Revolution looked interesting, but
I'm so torn on this game
It
because
looks weird.
I agree that honestly its tone feels a little corny. Like I
Yeah.
feel like that's the word for it. Like it kind of feels like
It's
they're
very
trying a little too
steampunk.
hard. It's very steampunk, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You could absolutely argue that the Dishonored series is exceptionally steampunk.
well, and like BioShock and
but
stuff like that.
but it feels less. This one borders into the silly.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just not fully sure about it yet. I think the gameplay looks neat. I think the time traveling aspects are pretty interesting. How you can go back to the past and do stuff that affects the current timeline.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool. So I'm not fully out. Neither am I fully in.
Get Spyro.
This one.
It's sorry. Go ahead. This is not a. I was thinking this was a remake at first.
No,
I
this
realized
is
I am
new
wrong.
Spyro.
That's exciting.
Yeah, this is new. I was like, why is he having such a bland reaction? This is very exciting
that is
news.
exciting.
So Spyro: A Realm Beyond, brand new Spyro IP,
Man,
and
that's
the
cool.
year of our Lord, spring 2027, and it's also being made by Toys for Bob, and they're the ones that headed up really well done Spyro 1 through 3 remakes that everybody loved, universally adored, such good remakes. This is a whole new continuation of Spyro's story, and
So cool.
the trailer that they showed off heavily featured the flight mechanics, and like a lot of the words that they were using in the trailer were like really hammered home on the flight. So I feel like it's going to be much more flight based than the other Spyro games have been, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, I feel like the technology probably allows for that a little.
I mean,
little
old Spyro games did have certain levels that were like very flight based,
right?
But you know,
but it was like it had to be a flight level, or like it was,
yes.
kind of stuff. Yeah. All right, let's see. One of the other things that really kind of stood out, just because it did look like an absolutely beautiful game, is this Vivarium, which is it's a life sim, kind of with some farming sim elements and different stuff like that in it too. But it completely looks like it is ripped straight from Studio Ghibli, and so just like the animations, characters you meet.
Apparently, it shares a name with a 2019 horror sci-fi movie.
Yeah, that is definitely
because
not
that's
the
the
same
first
thing.
thing that comes up.
Definitely not the same thing, but it just looked so. I mean, not a game for me, but it just the art style and everything about it. I was just like, man, you love to see it. You love to see it, and just how cleanly that style. Sorry, I'm tripping all over myself. How cleanly that style translated to a game, and how they like animated cutscenes and everything just looked.
It does look really beautiful. Also, we got a tell us absolutely nothing about the game, teeny tiny snippet, just a confirmation that Persona 6 is in the works. So there was nothing to the trailer really. I guess maybe if you do deep analysis, maybe there was something there. I couldn't get anything out of it.
Have you played any of those?
I played Persona 5 Royal little teeny tiny bit, but I was playing it on hard mode, and that was a mistake. I should go back and play on normal. I was not tough enough for that game.
All right, this one is going to be pretty exciting because it's Castlevania Belmont's Curse. And while Castlevania, a long, highly celebrated series, is always exciting when something like that is coming back, this game specifically is being made by the developers of Dead Cells.
That's crazy.
And Dead Cells was an outstanding platforming game that like received a lot of acclaim. So seeing them putting their spin, their touch on the Castlevania series is going to be very exciting.
And the game looks sick. Like, when you actually watch the gameplay trailer, it looks so smooth. Mm-hmm. The art style is both beautiful and gothic. Like, it's very vibrant, but it still has a lot of those, like, very dark, shadowy overtones and undertones, tones all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
The combat looks really sick. Your new main character, Rose Belmont, they showed off both a whip mechanic for her and a sword and shield, which I thought was kind of cool. So it looks like, I don't know if there's going to be more weapons than that, but those are the two that we've seen so far, and it looks good. It looks hard. The enemy boss designs were cool. I feel like they looked at the sick designs from Hades, and they were like, oh man, we could have been making our villains really, really, really hot this whole time.
Let's do that.
I mean, we've always made Dracula kind of hot, but now we know we can make them really hot.
And why not? That makes
why
every
not?
game.
Everyone likes this.
All right. They also unveiled at the Xbox Showcase.
Speaking of hot and sexy.
Right? The Xbox Series X25 limited edition. It copies the colors and see-through stuff of the original Xboxes, and god damn, does that look pretty.
It looks
like
sick.
I want that.
God, I also want it. I just want it because it looks good.
It's so cool. Like, I'm so sad that this trend of technology went away, of letting us see the inside from the outside in a really bright, colorful neon case. And I mean, I know it's a special edition. It probably won't be the norm anymore, but you'll love to see it. That's
I also
so
just
cool.
love that they used like the traditional Xbox green. Like, that's so sick.
It's so good.
Oh, it looks so good, man.
So
PlayStation,
pretty.
get on it. we need a Sony blue translucent case. Chop chop.
That'd be really cool. Or even just like a clear one, like PlayStation 1 gray, but clear.
God, they could have done that for the Portal. It would have made. It's just like the Game Boy.
God damn
Why didn't they do that?
Why haven't they done this? Why haven't they listened to us?
Man.
My God. An exciting update, Doom. We're getting a little bit more of that with Doom: The Dark Ages Revelations DLC coming out for, I believe, 2020. Oh, nope, not 2027. Oh, July 7th. I was looking at the wrong date.
Oh my God, so soon.
So soon. So right
Wow.
after my birthday, I'll be able to play that bad boy. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Doom is always a good time. Also getting its third installment is Senua, the third game of the Hellblade
So I'll admit,
trilogy saga.
Saga, yeah, Senua's Saga. I'll admit that I did not play the second game.
I know.
So
I still need to.
I don't know where the story left off. Like
Right.
I'm
excited. It's cool to see the game coming back for number 3.
But I don't know, like, because I didn't play the second game, I don't know what more there is to do with Senua as a character and develop her story. I hope that it does something impactful there. Otherwise, I feel like it might be a little bit of a waste. But I don't know. I didn't play the second game, so
I do need to play the second
depends.
one though. Pretty excited. I mean, the first one was so good. I don't know why. I guess because it had because it was the like late delay. It was a PC first, then it had the PS5 release like a year or so later, and I think by then we were like in other things.
Yeah.
But so hopefully you can make some time for it.
Meanwhile, in silly game news, because we all need a silly game to get us really riled up, I thought this game looked awesome. I'm not gonna lie, this one was like pretty high on my list. It's Bad Magpie, which I truly believe is certainly not by developer, not really a name, but in spirit, I think it is the spiritual successor to Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, for sure.
It totally is.
It looks very similar in like gameplay and like the core mayhem you bring about.
It's not quite as flat, and I say that in a good way because the art style of Untitled Goose Game was very much like a storybook. It doesn't have quite that same level of like flat colorization, but it is similar in that it's a top-down view. It's a cartoony, sort of childish looking world in certain from a certain perspective. You play as a little magpie that is trying to like win the heart of a fallen star. So magpies, if you don't know, they're one of those birds that love to collect things. Like they like to collect shiny things. So your whole deal is you're going around this world causing birdly chaos as you
Incredible.
do your best to collect shinies for your fallen star that you're trying to woo. And it looks like your magpie is going to really get into some true shenanigans and trouble. And it just looked so charming. I was like, hell yes, this is a game for me. I can't wait to play this.
Speaking of third games into a series, we're getting another one in the Plague's Tales franchise with Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy. And apparently this one is going to be set before the events of the second game. So it's kind of like a weird, like in-between kind of thing. But that's another one that I still need to go back and play the second. The first game was pretty fun. I played it. I feel like I should probably go ahead and do an episode on it at some point because I don't think I did a review for it.
Played a long time ago.
It was a while ago. But still, fun game and everything like that. But by the end of it, because it is more like stealth and avoidance and different stuff like that, like by the end of it, I was kind of like, okay, like little tired, little repetitive, but still like I see what they were cooking with and liked it a lot. And wanted to go back to do the second game. So it's exciting to see this one growing and getting the third one.
Yeah.
One of the things, though, from this showcase that I am like super excited about, just because it's just so fun seeing it come back, Halo Campaign Evolved. So it is Halo making the jump to the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wild.
Whoa.
Wild. But it is a fully remastered / remake of Halo Combat Evolved. It's going to be some new stuff like space combat, some new missions. It isn't going to have multiplayer. I don't know if that's going to be added in later, if there's any plans for that, but still just getting to replay this game and like just seeing the comparison from original Halo graphics to what these missions like the Silent Cartographer are going to look like in this remastered are just insane. So like it's going to be so fun to get to re-explore that game and everything like that. And also, not a super long wait, coming out in July.
I couldn't believe that it was coming out in July. I was like, whoa, wait a second.
Well, I feel like they first announced it like,
was
it's
this
been
just
a
the
minute.
confirmation?
This was just like the release
Okay,
date
gotcha.
thing, I think. So,
Gotcha.
be pretty cool. Oh, look at that. And only $50?
That's a cool guy move.
That's
a
pretty
cool,
cool.
fun, cool guy
We love
move.
that.
Everybody
We love
likes that. Congratulations. There was another Fable trailer. I'm going to be so for real with you. How many years are we going to have to see Fable trailers before the game comes out?
I know, because now it's been pushed again, is now going to have a release date of February 23rd. It was going to be later this year.
I have stopped absorbing information about this game. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this is one of those Silksong fake games. This game isn't out until it's out. Until that day, I don't believe it's real.
It's one that looks like it could be a lot of fun. I'm kind of like, I can't quite decide how I feel about the like mockumentary style or documentary type thing, like in a medieval setting like that. But I mean, Richard Adeoye, I always butcher his name, I apologize. But like, he's always really funny, so I feel like that, you know, brings a good touch to it and everything. But yeah, it's been pushed around a lot. But it is also the Fable coming back after it was apparently a dead franchise for a bit. So pretty cool to still see. I'm excited to see where that one goes, I will say. All right, I think that pretty much covers up this one.
Pretty much sums up the
We are
Xbox
ready
showcase.
to move on to the Nintendo showcase.
We can move on to the Nintendo showcase. If you want to view it, because I had it already pulled up on my phone.
Yeah, I'm pulling up a thing here.
It is, the one I'm looking at is from Game Informer.
Hey, okie dokie.
Oh, no, it's not. It's from IGN.
Oh,
IGN, I
no.
lied. Go back.
More news. I don't know why I didn't pull this up before we started, but you can go ahead and start.
Okay, well, we'll just, we're going to go ahead and get the two big elephants out of the room right away, because I don't see the point in beating around the bush.
Let's do it.
There's going to be a full remaster, remake, ground up new build of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
That is exciting.
It is exciting. They only showed the teeniest, tiniest speck of the game. Most of it was sort of a voiceover narration, just, you know, bringing you back to the world of Ocarina of Time. It looked... I mean, obviously, we saw very, very little of it. The art style looked good. I think some people were a little iffy on it, but I feel like that's every new Nintendo game that tries a new art style. People are always like, wait, no, I don't like this. And then they'll get used to it.
Yeah.
And then they'll love it. And then 10 years from now, they'll be like, remember when they remade Ocarina of Time and New Link looked better than ever?
I mean, this looks good.
It looks good. I think it looks pretty good.
Really good. And especially for reviving a game that's, what, at this point, 30 something years old?
Something like that.
Like, come on.
I will say I'm excited for other people. Ocarina of Time has never been one of my Legend of Zelda, like, soul games.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I'm probably... Even if I had a Switch 2, which I do not have, and I probably will not get.
Yeah.
Even if I had a Switch 2, I still think I wouldn't play this game. That's not a slight on it. It's just that I don't have that huge nostalgic pull for Ocarina of Time. So, when it comes out, and it's definitely going to be $80 to $90 if I know Nintendo, and it's probably going to be limited release. They're probably going to do it'll only be on sale for 1 month, and it'll be $110. Anyways, whatever they do with it, I feel like it looks good. It will not be for me per se, but you know, we'll obviously learn. Well, we probably won't learn anything more about it. We probably won't see another trailer until the week before it comes out, if I know Nintendo.
Yeah, probably so.
that's where we're at with that.
It's time to bring back our moment with Mogan theme song, because they talking about a new Zelda game? I don't really think so.
Exactly. And then the other crazy out of left field not new reveal, but like more expansive reveal than we've ever seen before was for Kingdom Hearts 4. That was crazy.
Okay, so like I missed this one this morning.
This one was wild.
That's wild. So we are getting wait, what
so
was it again?
we got the teeniest, tiniest teaser that they were working on a Kingdom Hearts 4 years ago, truly years ago, and now they're actually showing off gameplay from it. Like, it's real, like you're Sora again, and it seems to intersect with the modern world. Like, it was Sora and the Heartless, but it definitely looked like they were in modern day Tokyo, which I'm not sold on. But also, I feel like I played through Kingdom Hearts 3 about halfway, maybe even 3/4 of the way through.
I actually remember you playing it.
Yeah, I did. But I think I even did like a review on it, or maybe first impressions.
Well, we had somebody, Pixel Brave, on, and we talked about like, Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. But I didn't remember you actually playing it.
Yeah, and I think my final verdict was, well, I got bored of it and quit. So
not very fun.
So not very fun, honestly.
I mean, yeah, that is crazy. That's still a franchise that, like, to me, like, I appreciate that people like it.
Oh,
but
Jared.
it's one that I'm just like, the weird like Disney Final Fantasy crossover is just too weird for my brain to comprehend.
My brother,
I may be smooth brained. That may be it. But like, No, I just don't get it.
You think that's the thing that would turn you off to the game? I know for a fact it would be the gameplay.
Oh,
the
really?
gameplay of Kingdom Hearts is I would say not for many people. Like the combat mechanics. I never liked Kingdom Hearts combat. I'll say it. Anyways, but along with that, they are remastering the Kingdom Hearts collection 1 through 3. So if you want to catch up on the story so far, they're going to be doing that as well. I think this one's the remakes are coming out this year, I believe. October 8th, Kingdom Hearts 1 through 3 for Switch 2 specifically releases on October 8th. So if you want to get it, go ahead, and then brace yourselves for Kingdom Hearts 4 whenever the hell it comes out. Those were the two big, crazy games out of left field that I was like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like we were talking about before we got started, and, you know, neither of us are much in the Nintendo sphere at the moment. So, like, these games do look great, but it's also the kind of thing of like, oh, we're not going to get to play that. Although... It is crazy that there's the Duskbloods, which is a FromSoft game that's supposed to be like an online. I believe it's my buddy Zach at work described it as the closest thing to a Bloodborne sequel that we'll get. So I know that there are people excited about it, but of course it's going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. So
man, that sucks.
We'll get to try that one.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Oh, and mostly a lot of other stuff from this one. It was like some, updates on games we already knew that were coming out.
Couple of big ones for some fans of the Xenoblade series. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 are getting Switch 2 enhanced editions, and they announced the upcoming brand new Xenoblade Genesis game. Ooh. I've never really been a Xenoblade fan, but game looks sick. They always have.
We're also just getting some like additions, ports, and stuff like that.
These are just all ports. I always
Devil May Cry 5, Lies of P. I
Lies
always
of Pi.
want to say Lies of Pi. Lies of P Complete Edition. Lords of the Fallen 2, which was announced, is also going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Let's see. Oh, some Mario content is coming to Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's always fun. And then, what is this? I wanted to talk about something up here a little bit. Oh, look at this. Stellar Blade. The original, #1, coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. And look at that.
Oh, she looks like an adult.
That looks like an adult?
She looks like an adult.
That's
just
adult
wild.
protagonist.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Look, so they can't do it once. Why can't they do it twice?
What happened? What happened between
Seems like
one
a
and
weird
two, guys?
standard that we would want to keep up.
Something else that I know a lot of people are probably really excited about. New Fire Emblem game.
Yes.
Fire Emblem something. Fire. Keep scrolling. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. There we go. All Fire Emblem games look incredible in terms of art style, much like your comment about TTRPGs. I know that I wouldn't enjoy it. I know that the gameplay would ruin the many other elements of the games that I think I would love.
It does not suck like you're just like, man, I really would like this if they would just make it for me.
Make it smooth brain. And then in another weird revival from the past that I was like, oh, hell yes, I'm excited for this. So do you remember when I was talking ages ago about how Vanillaware made this old game called Odin Sphere?
Yes.
And I was playing it and I loved it. And when I went back and realized what year it was from, I was like, holy shit, no way. This game feels really modern. Mm-hmm. Well, one of Vanillaware's other little hidden gems that many people missed back in the day, Blade of Muramasa, is getting a remake. It's getting the getting the Odin Sphere Life Riser treatment. Basically, it's getting a slick new looking port. I think it looks really good. Now that I know that I kind of like Vanillaware games, I feel like this one is Muramasa Revenant Blades is what it's going to be called now. I feel like I'm going to play this one. I remember seeing, what was it called? X-Play. I remember seeing X-Play talk about Blade of Muramasa, and I was like, man, that game looks so cool, but I was like 10 or whatever, and I had no
I'll
money.
have to see if Mom can buy that for me.
Yeah, it looks awesome, and she definitely wouldn't. But now's the time. Now I'm an adult, and I can buy my own games.
Hell yeah. Isn't that the greatest part of being an adult?
The best. Yeah, this game was for the Wii and the Vita.
Wow.
That's how old that game was.
Dang.
2009. Oh my God, I forgot it was that long ago.
That's crazy.
Anyways, sick game. I'm excited about it.
Very
also,
cool,
that means
cool.
I would have fully been 18 to 20 years old. So I actually did have money. I lied. I did have money.
But you still just wanted to see if your mom would buy it for you, just in case. You never know.
You never
Doesn't
know.
hurt to
She may
ask.
have. And then my last one from the showcase that I actually thought looked the most promising of all, like in terms of my personal like pantheon of games, Final Fantasy Resonance. This is actually, I don't want to call it a remake because it's not. It is a very, very light redo, perhaps we could call it, of a Final Fantasy mobile game, Final Fantasy Bravix. It had a very stupid name. The name was stupid, which is why they changed it when they've turned it into a non-mobile game. So it is now called Final Fantasy Resonance. It is one of those games getting the 2D HD treatment.
Hell yeah, love to see it.
I love to see. I'm all about that. It does look like it's pretty traditional Final Fantasy turn-based combat, not ATB combat, which I know everybody in our Discord was hype about, but one of the little holdovers from the mobile thing that I can see that gotcha written all over it, again, not necessarily in a bad way, is the ability to summon the spirits of other Final Fantasy characters throughout the years to like basically act as summons on your team. But actually, one of the things that I read sort of described XVS, that's what it was called, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. God, what a stupid name. What a dumb name. I'm so glad they changed it. Anyways, they're redoing it. It looks sick. You can basically equip the summons from other Final Fantasy games kind of like jobs. Like they'll give your characters new abilities and stuff in addition to being able to summon them in battle. It looks like traditional Final Fantasy, like, 5, 6 from the early games. Looks kind of like traditional Final Fantasy, but redone for the new age. And I am totally here for that. And it comes out on October 22nd.
Hell yeah.
And it comes out for the base Switch.
Oh,
it's
nice.
not just for the Switch too. So this one, I think I'm going to be all over it.
I guess they're still doing that, and things are coming across for both consoles still. But
They're
it's I don't know. I have not touched my Switch in so long.
I haven't either. It's a shame.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Alrighty. Well, I think that might do it, right?
Dragon's Dogma 2 is back from the grave.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
That's
This
crazy.
one was announced in another one, but Onimusha, Way of the Sword, looked like a pretty fun game too. Like, it looks like the combat's going to be really sick. It looked like it had a pretty interesting story, and is a sequel of the original Onimusha. So I'll be keeping my eye on that one too, because it looks like it could be pretty fun.
And that one's not just for the Switch too.
That one's for like all the other consoles and stuff like that. Just saw it again here, so thought I would mention it. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up our recap of our favorite announcements from all of the Video Game Showcase Week 2026.
And some of our least favorites.
Yeah, some of our least favorites.
Some of our least
Two that should not, maybe, no. I mean, one that definitely maybe should maybe not come out. But, yeah, some
one
odd
that feels
things.
like, actually, they both kind of feel like crimes in their own way.
Yeah.
But they feel like different, but perhaps equal crimes.
So
one feels like grave robbing. The other one feels just so gross. Anyways,
just feels gross. Alrighty. Well, with that, everybody, we of course would love to know that all your thoughts and opinions on the games that were announced over these few showcases. So we would love to hear from you. So send us an email at teamchatpodcast@gmail.com. Jump on the Discord and talk about it with us there, or comment below wherever you're listening to or watching the show. Like I said, we would love to hear from you. But I think that wraps up this episode, and with that, be on the lookout. Like I said, this was probably be kind of a weird, like, double release week or something like that, because I do want to get Mogan's first impressions of Mina the Hollower out as well, because that sounds like a really awesome game as well. So we will see you all on the next episode, and until then, keep playing those games, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.